Hey gang, it's Dave back with another set of CSS tips, this time for counters. Counters are kind of magical. I don't see them used a lot, but you can use them almost anywhere. They work exactly like lists, only you can attach them to your headings or your paragraphs or links. Anywhere you need to have a number in place that you don't want to hard code, this is a really good place for that. There are also a couple really cool features to it, so let's get into it. Over here I have a demo page. The first four are just standard lists. I haven't done anything magical with these. All I've done is changed the marker. I've made this ordered list look like a unordered list. It might be a semantic issue, but for this demo, I think it's okay. And this is just to remind you that you have these different options. And in fact, these options are going to come into play later on. So things like decimal leading 0, upper alpha, disk, not so much with image, but I put that in there as an example. Down here we use CJK ideographic. And if I get rid of this, you'll see right away that it is just numbers, but it starts at 1000, which is something that a normal list can't do. So if we want to start at 1000, 1001, 1002, but have it display as, whoops, Chinese, whoops, go back, there it is, then we can do that, okay? We start out with this counter reset, and basically what this is every time it runs into this &5, which is going to be .basic _ list --5. Every time we run into one of those, we're going to reset this Chinese counter to 1000. Now there's only one of those, so it's pretty safe that we're only going to use this once, but we can do that. Chinese is your variable name, okay? This is the name that you're going to use to call the counter as well as increment the counter. And if you had to reset it, you'd also call it to reset that, okay? Because you can reset it in multiple places. So counter reset, whatever your variable name is, make it meaningful, which is why it's Chinese right now. And if you don't do anything, this will default to 0, okay? Down here we actually use that, so counter, call that variable name Chinese, and if you want, give it a style, or don't, and it will just be standard numbers, okay? And then increment that. So really easy. We can even do it here, just like this. We're going to give it a name of counter reset, whoops, demo, and then we're going to increment that, so counter increment demo, whoops, just like this. And now we can go and use that. So we just go counter and call that word. No real magic there. It just works. We set a variable name, we increment the variable name, we use it. Okay. Now we can increment this by 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. We can start it at 30. Just like this. And in fact, if you wanted to go in reverse, you could very easily do that. So something that you can't do with your standard list is go in reverse and then maybe set decimal, what is it, leading 0. Did I get this right? Oh, I did. Good. Decimal leading 0 lines it all up. So now we have a reverse count from 25 to 5 in increments of 5, okay? Everything is exactly the same with a little bit of variation. So in this case, this is kind of a legal thing. They like to go, oh yeah, section 2.1, right? Maybe you have that, and you can do this. So down here I have legal. I'm going to open this right up, sorry. Every time we have a legal class, we reset the counter for all ordered lists. All of them. there's actually two. There's the parent one and the child one in here, okay? So every time we hit an OL, we're going to reset legal. But the magic here is that it doesn't actually reset it. It holds on to that if it's a child reset. And you'll see that down here where we go, not counter, but counters, plural, with an S, okay? And we say counters, legal, we're going to separate it by a dot, which gives it a 2.1. And then just to make sure, we also add a final dot, which gives us that nice marker, okay? Increment and move on. So as we're doing this, if it's a child element, it will say, are there any legal markers above this? And it will try to do that. In fact, if we added another one here, which I can do really fast, maybe. Down, down, down. Where are you? Here you are. So if we take this ordered list and copy it and maybe put it in, I don't know, number 4, just like this, you're going to see that now it says 2.4.1 all the way through, okay? And it'll just keep on doing that. Very, very easy. Down below, it's a table of contents, yes, table of contents. And this time we actually have two counters. So counter reset section and chapter, okay? We have the section marker and the chapter marker. So every time we hit a heading, which I think is an H4 here, we increment it and then we add that counter and style it out. Every time we hit a list item, not the OL, but just the list item, we increment it and we use it. Which is why, because we're attaching it to the list item and the reset is on the very top parent, the table of contents wrapper, that's why it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It keeps running that number up, okay? And then the final favorite place, this is one of my favorite ways to use this, step boxes. You get these a lot. They either go down the page or across the page like this. 1, 2, 3, and you have these different steps, okay? Again, nothing you haven't seen now that you've been this far down the page. So right here we have right here we have a reset. We call it step. For every step box, we've incremented it by 1. And then on that step box, we have used it and styled it out for the nice big number, okay? So counters. They are very useful for all kinds of things. I love using them for bits like this where you need just a little bit of extra bit for a heading or something like that, or these step boxes. This is how I always do it now. But you might find better ways. If you do, definitely let me know. I'm always curious about how people are using this stuff, so comment away and let me know. Until then, have a good one, and I will see you another time.